Thanks for joining me today. In this video, I want to give you some tips for Morocco. If you're thinking about visiting Tangier, Marrakesh, Fez, the Blue City, well, listen up. I've got some good tips for you before you go. Haggling. I cannot stress to you enough, haggling. Do not take the first price that they tell you. In Morocco, you will find a lot of shops that sell knockoff goods, fake Nike bags, fake Gucci sunglasses, fake jerseys from soccer teams. This is typical, as well as many shops that sell, well, traditional handcrafts and souvenirs. Let's say that you want those fake sunglasses, and the shopkeeper says the equivalent of $20 US. You're not going to pay that. You're going to try to talk him down. So he wants 20, you tell him no way, 10. And you begin to negotiate a little bit with him, and eventually he'll come around. But if you feel like maybe this person isn't really coming around, just give him the wave, okay, thank you, and turn towards the door. More often than not, they tend to turn around, oh, okay, my friend, okay. And maybe you won't get 10, but you'll pay, let's say, $13 for those sunglasses versus 20. So never take the first price they give you in these shops that you find on the street. Now, obviously, you can't do that in things like grocery stores or in restaurants. You can't haggle. But for things on the street, yes. Now, about the restaurants. You might come across some restaurants that give you a menu with no prices next to them. Many people think because the food is typically cheap in Morocco that, well, there are no prices, but this can't be very expensive. I'll tell you that they will make up a price based on what they think you can pay because you're a tourist. So if you come across a menu, don't order anything without first asking them how much the price is so that you won't be surprised at the end. Now this one might be one that is tough for some people to hear, but it's the truth. And I would advise that in Morocco, women should dress modestly. What I mean by that is, don't wear the booty shorts, don't wear the low-cut shirt, don't wear the crop top. Probably not. You can wear them, sure, go ahead. I don't think anyone is going to attack you per se, but you will be stared at, you will get nasty looks, especially from women. And you might get some attention from men that you don't really want. So keep that in mind. You should respect the culture and cover up a little bit. I'll defend that by saying that this was my girlfriend's first time going to Morocco, and she had some questions about the clothes. I told her. We wanted to take some pictures, and she was in a beautiful white dress. This white dress, I think, was a little too short in the Moroccan opinion, because she commented to me later that she wanted to take it off as soon as we were finished the photos because she felt like a lot of women, especially, were looking at her and that the looks that she was getting were disapproving looks. If you're going to Morocco from America or Europe, you can't drink the water, so keep that in mind. You're going to want to keep a bottle of water next to your sink in your hotel room or your Airbnb so you can rinse your toothbrush off with it. Don't use the water from the faucet. When you take a shower, keep the water out of your mouth. On that same note, I advise you to avoid cold salads. Avoid raw vegetables. Avoid fruits that don't have a peel, because more than likely all of these have been washed in the water there and you're still coming in contact with that bacteria. Also, avoid fruit juices. Avoid ice. And to tell you about the fruit juices, that got me in trouble on my second trip to Morocco when I went to Marrakesh. There was a man in the Medina that was selling fresh fruit juices at a kiosk, and it was incredibly cheap. I was there alone. I didn't think too much about it. I thought, wow, fresh fruit. You can see him make the juice right here in front of you. You pick your fruits. And I think he was asking something like the equivalent of maybe somewhere between 25 and 50 cents per cup. So I had a few. And I was there just for a weekend, and when I got back to Spain, my stomach, it was crazy, and had a really bad case of diarrhea. And I'm pretty sure it was that fruit juice. Once again, he was washing the fruit in the water. Perhaps you want to have a drink while in Morocco. Morocco is a Muslim country, so alcohol is not so easily found. If you're going to go to a region or a town that's a bit far away from typical tourist destinations, or maybe you're taking a trip into the desert on camelback, I would advise you to pick up a bottle of whatever it is you want at the duty free from wherever you're leaving from and take it there with you. Because finding alcohol in the country can be difficult. In places like Tangier and Chefchaouen, you can find little hidden liquor stores. When I say hidden, it's just a little door, normally with some kind of covering so you can't see who's inside, and you go in there and there are beer, wines, liquors, and you can buy, and they give you a little black scandal bag, and you could go about your day. But it's not like in America or Europe where you find them so frequently. In the cities most commonly visited by tourists, Tangier, Marrakesh, Chefchaouen, you will find many of these little currency exchange places. Never ever exchange your currency in one of those places. You will always get ripped off. The best thing you can do is just take your normal bank card and find an ATM and pull out cash. You'll still get the rate can still be a little curious depending on which bank you're pulling out from, but you'll get a better rate than if you go to one of those currency exchange places. Never go there. My advice is when you first get to the country, you get settled, you make a withdrawal from an ATM and take out a large amount. Take out what you think you're going to need for most of your trip. Because if you think you're just going to take out little by little withdrawals every day or every other day, those commissions start to add up, as well as those exchange rates you start to see start to eat into your account a bit. So it's better just to make 1 or 2 large withdrawals and keep it at that, and try to keep some of your money safely hidden away in your hotel room or in your Airbnb. You're going to want to carry cash on you. You have to carry cash on you because you'll find most places in Morocco do not accept cards. It's a very cash-based economy, so keep that in mind. You will find that many hotels and hostels ask for payment in dirhams. That is the national currency of Morocco. What you'll also find is that they will give you an exchange rate. They will tell you, they'll have a little sticker, and they'll tell you what they think euros or dollars is the equivalent of in dirhams. Do not take this. Do not accept that. Open up Google and just go ahead and look at the current going rate and show them. So some of you, I imagine, are probably planning people, and you like to plan everything down to the last detail before you get on the plane. Alright, well, I'm going to ask you to resist that temptation when it comes to doing day activities like camel rides or guided tours. I would suggest wait until you get to Morocco, boots on the ground, and then ask at the hotel. Or you will find little tourist shops or information desks around the city where you can find good rates, better rates than what you find online. They're taking advantage of the planning people by increasing the prices for online booking. And when you actually get to the country to book these activities, you find out they're significantly cheaper. So as I mentioned before that Morocco is a Muslim country, alcohol is not something you commonly see and is not so easily found. Therefore, you're not going to find much of a nightlife in Moroccan cities. So with that in mind, I advise you to bring your Chromecast or your Amazon Fire Stick, whatever it is, so that you can enjoy Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. You can enjoy these in your hotel room or your Airbnb at night when there isn't so much to do. If you don't want to buy a SIM card to be able to use internet in Morocco when you're not on Wi-Fi, then I strongly suggest that you download the Google Translator Arabic offline translation. If you download the offline translation, then whenever you need to be able to speak to the taxi driver or whoever it is, you can always just pop it into your language and just show them. And it's fine. You don't have to have an internet connection and it'll translate. It's incredibly useful if you don't have data. If you're visiting Morocco in the spring or the summer, it's likely that you will encounter bees, especially when you want to try the very typical Moroccan mint tea. It's delicious, but as soon as you pour it, in a few minutes, those bees will appear if you're drinking outside. The one thing that I've found that has worked is cigarette smoke. If you are a smoker, or if your friend or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, whoever it is that you're with, smokes or has a pack of cigarettes, once those bees come around, light one up. You'll see that just in 30 seconds to a minute, they'll fly away. And last but not least, a lot of taxis in Morocco don't have seatbelts. So don't buckle up and just go for the ride. Just be ready for that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and you learned something new today. Don't forget to subscribe and take a look at some of my other videos too. See you next time.